Hey friends, Shay here. So today I am here to film my manga log and haul for the month of November. I know you're getting this a little bit late. I had some other things that I really needed to make sure that I got up in a timely manner, so this one got pushed back a little bit. So I hope you can forgive me. I still have not written out my stats, again, because life has been crazy, so I hope you can forgive me for that. I'm not going to have demographics, but I can at least tell you how many volumes I read in the month of November. So there were a total of 32. So considering I read 20 of those in one video that you can check out in the corner, I didn't do a lot of manga reading in the month of November. I was kind of prepping a particular type of content that you have gotten right before this. It was for that Goodreads Choice Awards video that manga kind of took a back seat, which is why I ended up doing the one where I read the 20 volumes. That's another reading manga like it's my job vlog. It was a lot of fun. Izzy actually decided to do it with me that time, so it was nice to kind of have a buddy to do that with. Outside of that, there are only 3 volumes that I've read that I haven't talked to you about yet. One of those is physical. It's just in the other room, so I'm not going to go grab it. And then 2 of those were digital. So let's talk about the digital ones first. I decided to digitally pick up Love, Murder, Basketball. It's a thing I read. I don't have much to say other than it is intentionally a toxic relationship between your main couple. So if you know that going in, I think you'll be okay. This does walk along the line of like a more horrific style of BL, which isn't something I always get along with. I am morbidly curious enough to try at least one more volume on it, is kind of where I've settled. But other than that, I'm not really going to say anything. If you read the description on the back of the volume, or, you know, if you're buying it digitally, if you read the description, you'll get a pretty good idea of what's going to be going on in the volume. Granted, it is much more of a master-servant style relationship than I was initially expecting. That didn't necessarily turn me off to it, but it is just on a level of toxic right now in the beginning that I'm not okay with. So you have to know I'm not okay with where the relationship is at currently. It feels a little more killing stalking. I didn't really do killing stalking, but on this one, I'm morbidly curious enough to try one more. So after that, we'll decide where I'm at. I might do a dedicated video if you guys are interested in that, but that's where I'm at on that for now. The other digital one I read, God, why can't I remember the title? Hold on.
A few moments later.
It is called All You Want Whenever You Want. So this is another Tokyo Pop love, boys love story in which we have these 2 guys who end up together. It is just contained in the one story, so I'm not going to say too much about how they end up together. I did enjoy this one quite a bit more. I gave this one 4 stars. I really ended up enjoying it. If they decide to do any sequels about that particular one, I would definitely pick them up. So know that I'm not totally turned off by this one, and it was a good time. It is uncensored. No ghost peen here. So if that is something you look for, then there you go. There is a series without it. And then the other one that I read is Queen's Quality 18. That's the one I have physically, just not in this room. So with this series, it is starting the next arc of the story. I'm really interested to see where this arc goes. We got some great setup in this particular volume. Again, this is a long shoujo series that I am madly in love with and obsessed with. Fumi and Q, I love them so much. I will forever ship them. I think they are a great couple, a great high school couple that's very supportive of each other, but also very aware of boundaries that they shouldn't be crossing. And it's a really good way to look at how a relationship can work, even if they don't cross the line physically at this point. So with it being a shoujo, I like seeing that because, you know, it shows them, you know, making out and things like that, but it's not necessarily going to the land of sex. And I'm okay with that in a shoujo because it's geared at teens, and I feel like our world sexualizes way too much. Like, sex is not the be-all, end-all in a relationship. You can live in a very healthy relationship with no sex. So I like seeing that, you know, they aren't going that far at this point. So, I mean, there's still time for them to get there, but Anyways, really love the setup of that one and where it's going right now. So the biggest thing in this video, since I don't have stats for you, is the Mahoosive haul behind me because I was clearly stress buying this month. So we're going to get into that and I will be back. It's a lot. This is not healthy. Do not buy the way I buy monthly. If I didn't work at Barnes & Noble where I have a excellent employee discount, the stack would not be what it is behind me. So do not shop like I shop. Period. End of story. This is not healthy for most people. I work for my own fun money, essentially, and I pay a couple of bills. But my partner pretty much pays the rent, the main utilities. They can handle all of that with their income. So this is my fun money. I don't have children. Again, most people cannot do this, so don't feel like you have to. Anyways, let's talk about all the things that I picked up. I have read some, haven't read others. So it's going to be an interesting mixed bag on this one. So I counted everything. There are 46 volumes. Again, this is not normal. Do not shop like I shop. Period. End of story. Okay. Now that that disclaimer is done, let's do this. So first things first, I did pick up volume 2 of The Moon on a Rainy Night. I loved the first volume so much that I definitely wanted to pick up the second volume. I am hoping to dedicate some time to reading manga soon and to get this read fairly quickly because this is just a Yuri title that I am really enjoying. The next one is another Yuri, and that is She Loves to Cook and She Loves to Eat Volume 3. I haven't had a minute to sit down and read this one yet, but you all know that I love these two so very deeply. One woman loves to cook, one woman is just big and tall and loves to eat food and loves tasty food, and they form a relationship that's blossoming into more. It's fantastic, like a friendship that's blossoming into more, and there's one apartment in between their apartments. So very excited to see where this one goes in this volume. I really loved where volume 2 left off. So this next one here, I got the first 3 volumes of because it's a webtoon that I've been reading, and that is The First Night with the Duke. So in this series, this is a character who is isekai'd into this world, and she ends up stealing the virginity of the Duke. And the Duke is like, okay, now you have to like take responsibility here, and now you have to marry me because now I am sullied for others. And so it's kind of the shenanigans with all of that. I've really loved this so far. I'm really excited to reread it physically, but it is technically not adding to my TBR because I have read them. One that I've already read and talked about in that Reading Manga Like It's My Job video is The Dangerous Convenience Store Volume 1. I loved this. It is about a convenience store worker and a Yakuza mob boss, so I'm here for it. And again, it was sealed for our pleasure. This one is ghost peen, so be aware of that. But yes, it is explicit, sealed for a reason. The next one I have here is Nina the Starry Bride Volume 1. Of course I'm going to pick this up physically. Again, this is another one that's not technically adding to my TBR because I have read it. I would love to reread it as well, but this is for fans of Yona of the Dawn, Prince Freya, any of those good fantasy romance shoujo girlies. This is one for you. The next one I have here is volume 17 of Something's Wrong with Us. I do need to sit down and finish up so that I can read the extra stories because the canon story ends in 16. 17 and 18 are extra stories, but I am very excited to finish this one up. The next one I bought in the very beginning of November because I'd read it in October, and that is The Ephemeral Scenes of Setsuna's Journey. This is a really sweet fantasy story that's isekai'd, and this man ends up taking care of this young wolf boy, and it's so sweet. I love it so much. Like, so good. A new Yuri that I'm excited about is Sheep Princess in Wolf's Clothing. This just looks adorable. A love story between a flustered wolf woman butler and the stubborn sheep princess. So it's like a butler princess romance. So like,
come on, y'all. Of course I'm gonna be into this.
The fact that it's Yuri just adds to that. And again, the anthropomorphized humans, not everybody's into that, but I sure dig it, so here I am. Let's put these behind me. All right, another one that I read in the Reading Manga Like It's My Job video is 15 Minutes Before We Really Date. I didn't end up getting along with this one quite as well, so it won't be staying in my collection. This is one where I think there are other series out there telling a similar story that are doing it better for me. So this is one that I will not be keeping, but I can understand why people would like it. It is sweet, it's cute. And it's about childhood friends who their senior year decide to actually start dating because everybody assumes they are anyway. So it's got some fun tropes going on, but again, not my favorite. I think there are other things doing a similar type of story better. Another one that I haven't tried yet is Cat on a Hero's Lap Volume 1. I mean,
look at this cover. Did you really think I wasn't gonna pick this up?
If you think I wasn't, you don't know me. But I love cat manga. I love a hero's journey, so Cat on a Hero's Lap is everything that I want. So here we go. Another one that, if you know me at all, you won't be surprised I picked this up, and that is Lord Hades' Ruthless Marriage Volume 1. I love all things Greek retellings. I love Hades and Persephone stories. So something featuring Lord Hades? Yes. Yes, I am. And I think this is going to be our core Persephone character here. Plus, the art style on this.
Excuse me? Hello? Look at the gorgeousness here. Stop focusing on my face. There we go. Yes.
Yes to all of it. The next one that I picked up is Last Game Volume 3. I've really been enjoying this series so far. I am one volume behind, so I haven't read this one or Volume 2 yet, but I really loved Volume 1 and I'm looking forward to more. This is a short story collection that I picked up, and this is One More Step, Stand by My Side by Toriyuman Takeda. So I think there's only like 2 stories, but they do take place in the same world. The art style is much more like Witch Hat Atelier feeling than some of the other things that I read. So again, I think this is going to be right up my alley. Also pick up A Business Proposal Volume 3. This is a series I've been absolutely adoring, and I still need to sit down and read Volume 2. But I'll probably read 2 and 3 at the same time because I am going to try to focus on catching up on some series. A new series that I picked up was The Villainess Turns the Hourglass. I believe this is a manhwa that's been turned into a physical print. I don't know too much about this, but everything I've heard about it, it sounds like something I'm really going to enjoy, and I love the art style. So the chances of this being a huge win are high for me. One that I read in that other video that I keep mentioning was Revenge Mrs. Wrong. This, if you want my full details, definitely check that one out because I go off on it a bit. But essentially, it is a messy twin, like identical twin story where they keep swapping places and things start to change in their dynamic because one of the twins is engaged and has her twin go and help plan the wedding, but they end up, the traded twin and the fiance end up having better connection than her and the original twin, so it's very interesting. And then the last that I have in this bigger size is Neighborhood Story by Ai Yazawa. I adore Ai Yazawa. I really enjoyed Paradise Kiss. I love Ai Yazawa's art. I didn't get along with Nana as well, though I have been considering retrying Nana. If you think I should, let me know down below. But yes, I definitely wanted to pick up Neighborhood Story and support this new publication from Ai Yazawa. Okay, the next bunch here is from the same series. So I got Volume 4, Volume 5, Volume 6, and Volume 7 of Love of Kill. This is one that I sat on for way too long. I needed to keep going, and I had only bought the first 3 volumes. I caught up on 2 and 3 recently. Really loved the direction it was headed, so I went ahead and picked up the next little bunch, and I'm excited to read more in this one. Next is another new one, and that is Kiss the Scars of the Girls. This looks like a new Yuri title. On the back it says, I'm sure someday I'll get to you to look my way. So it looks like maybe a, you know, unrequited love kind of story. But it looks really cute and really sweet. So I'm interested to see where this one's going to go. If you've read it, let me know what you think down below. And then I picked up Volume 2 of Saint. No, I'm just a passing beast tamer. So I really loved the first volume of this. Essentially, it's about an overpowered girl who doesn't want to be overpowered. All she wants to be is the lowest ranking thing in this world, which is a beast tamer, because she just wants to touch all the fluffy animals. I mean, If that isn't me in a nutshell, I don't know what is. Next, I did pick up E. McCoy Volume 8. I love this series. There's only one more volume to come out. I might save this one and read the last two together. I haven't decided, but I really love it, so I might just read it anyway. We'll see what happens. Next, I have Yona of the Dawn Volume 40. My store got it in early, so I ended up picking this up before November was over. And I now need to read 36 through 40 because we're going to finish up Yona along here soon. We're going to talk about the last 10 volumes together. It might not happen till January. We're still trying to figure out dates. But anyhow, I will be sitting down and reading those. I have been doing vlogs for my members. I am a little bit behind, but I will probably group some sections together and do them in longer videos rather than individual videos. I don't know. Members, if you have opinions, sound off down below. Next, I have Fly Me to the Moon Volume 20. I've been kind of banking a few volumes of these. I tend to bank a few and then read them in a big chunk. It's kind of how I like to consume the story. Yes, there are some moments that feel a little samey when I do that, but I do like the overarching story enough that it usually gets me through. Next, I have Twilight Out of Focus Volume 3. I really loved Volume 1, still need to read Volume 2, but again, this is a boys' love story that I've really been enjoying. Next, I've read the first half of this volume. It's Virgin Love Volume 1. It's kind of like that. It's like Big Brother meets like one of the Bachelor Island stories. So, or like, what was it called? Real World, I think, on MTV way back in the day, if you're a bit older, where they all like live in the same house. It's kind of like Big Brother, and it's about what can happen there. They're sent there to find love. So it's a lot of tropes kind of combined together. I really loved the first half of this, and I'm looking forward to seeing how the second half turns out. Next, I have When I Became a Commoner, They Broke Off Our Engagement. So again, this sounds like the thwarted bride kind of situation. I tend to enjoy stories like that. I know that's not for everybody, but this one looked appealing enough that I wanted to try it. So we'll see how I feel after this first volume and see if it's one that I want to keep picking up. Next, I have Witch of Thistle Castle Volume 1. First of all, can we appreciate the art of this cover? Like, hello. Gorgeous. So excited to read. But I was sitting there with Maeve one day and she was reading it and she's like, Shay, you're going to love this. Pick it up. And I'm like, okay. So that's how that happened. Another one that I read in that video was 365 Days to the Wedding. This is a marriage of convenience style trope because neither of them wants to get transferred away from where they live. She's comfortable where she's at. He just recently adopted a cat and doesn't want to leave, so they decide to get married, and it's kind of the shenanigans in and around that. It's really cute so far, and I'm really looking forward to more in the series. Next, I have Bite Maker Volume 9. I didn't read it in that particular vlog, but I did read this recently. There's only 2 more volumes left of this series, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this is going to wrap up. Another one I'm looking forward to reading is Delinquent Daddy and Tender Teacher Volume 2. I was obsessed with Volume 1, so this was one of the last pickups in November, and so I am very excited to dive into this one soon. Next, I have The Duke of Death and His Maid Volume 9. I did do a big catch-up in November, so I'll probably just throw this volume in when I can this month, and I'm very much looking forward to it as well. Another one that I love and I'm looking forward to is The Dragon Knight's Beloved Volume 6. With everything that happened in Volume 5, I am very excited for these two. They're looking so cute and cuddly on the cover. Like, I'm just excited for more. Another series I love and I'm obsessed with is The Apothecary Diaries, and I have Volume 10 here. So, again, another one I am very excited to have in my possession, and I cannot wait to read it. And is that Jinshi in a dress on the back? Not sure how that looks. So I think this is going to be a wild ride and I'm very excited. I also picked up His Majesty the Demon's Housekeeper Volume 5. This is one that I've really been enjoying. It's very slice of life, house cleaning based. It's just really cute. It does motivate me to clean my house. So if I get to that point where it's like, I know I need to clean and I'm not feeling it, I'll probably just pick up a volume of this and then it's like, okay, let's clean, let's go. I kind of do that with Queen's Quality too. So there's that. Another one that I picked up was Alpi the Soul Sender. This is very like Mythical Beast Investigator, which was a 2-volume series I really enjoyed. It's giving me a very similar vibe here. And I do like that the pages are more intentionally like creamy colored rather than white. So very much looking forward to reading this one. One that I read in November that I really enjoyed was Dungeon Friends Forever. Essentially, these are like childhood best friends. She's a dragon shifter. He's an adventurer. He basically has to conquer the dungeon every time he wants to come and visit her. But he's very strong and can do it because he constantly did it as a kid. And now he's moved closer and things might start to develop romantically for them. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what's happening because everyone in the dungeon is rooting for them. And then I picked up The Dangers in My Heart, Volume 7. Not everybody gets along with this series, but I sure enjoy it. So this is another high school rom-com kind of series that I'm enjoying, so. And then I've read the first half of this one, and that is Undead, Finding Love in the Zombie Apocalypse. This one is, it's got that, you know, zombie kind of gore, but it's also very good. So, I really like the story that's being told and how it's being told. One of our heroes is very possessive of the other, though, so it's going to be really interesting to see how that shakes out over time. But really, really enjoyed what I read of this so far. I've got 3 more. We're almost there. I've now got Lullaby of the Dawn, another one that I read about half of before I ended up picking it up. This is essentially about 2 childhood friends. One is a protector of the realm, and the other is just a boy who loves him. And it's really sweet and really cute. I'm really excited to see where this one's gonna go. And then 2 shoujo continuations. I have Honey Lemon Soda Volume 4. I am very behind on this, but I really love it in theory, so I'm hoping to catch up soon. And then lastly, Like a Butterfly. I'm obsessed with Sue Morishita, so anything they publish I'm probably going to pick up and really enjoy. They're the same mangaka that does Sign of Affection, and I really like this high school shoujo story. So with that said, that's everything I've got for you here. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're here just because you love me, leave me a butterfly emoji and I will see you in the next one. Bye.